So we'll bring it over to the side. Now your rigid thingies. And I promise you, there's really no system here. Or if there is, I'm unaware of it. Maybe somebody has one. So this might be ice axes or poles. If it was skis, I'd probably want to take the bindings off, because obviously. And I'm not sure how we're going to align these. I'm just going to use something that makes sense. You might wonder about this, but by the time we get all our insulate over there and blankets and sleeping bags and stuff, it'll probably be fine. Here's one up the middle. Here's two for Scott's head, maybe. I don't know what we're doing. So please don't take a picture of this and assume that this is how you do it. We might have a couple canoe paddles, and that's all we're using. So we'll do a quick thing on eye trauma here.
Wouldn't you rather put them so the handles are head and feet instead of underneath the middle of the back?
Say it again, please.
Arrange it.
Because none of these are going to be long enough. So if we had long poles, let's say we were backpacking or we're on a hunting trip and we cut poles. They might be 6 feet long. We'd be laughing. I brought some poles in there that we could use for that. However, more likely you're going to have short things. So I'm trying to just figure out a way to do this with short things. So what I'm trying to do is put this one in between so it staggers. We've got a couple up at his head, and then we've got a couple here. You'll see that this thing will be bomber by the time we're finished with this. It's down here, maybe.
That's what I meant.
Oh, gotcha. Handle out of the way. Thank you. Okay. Pretty good with this.
So this is just to make the whole thing rigid?
Rigid. Yeah, this is all going to go inside of the system. And I'm looking to see where the whole thing starts. Might want to move these down a little bit. Okay, now we're going to pad these. And you might say, oh, I don't have all this insulate. But in a real pinch, you could use green boughs from the forest. If you had a bunch of blankets, you could use blankets. If you had a bunch of sleeping bags, you could use sleeping bags. The one mistake that I see people make when they put these systems on is they go like this, and they really pad the ski poles or whatever they're using. But the problem is when we put the patient into this, as you'll see, these ropes are going to really cut into the patient. So I'd rather, and I believe Scott would rather, that we pad to both sides as well. So be cognizant of that. So we're just going to go like this. And you guys will all make one of these. So sometimes Cheryl and I do courses where we run out of time, but we have 19 days for this, so you're good. Okay, and then I might put another one here, because Scott seems like a nice guy. I met him on the bus. And then if we had, we'll talk about integrating a pack into it later. For now, let's just use the sleeping bag, maybe. Yeah, let's use one, or maybe what we'll do is, yeah, one.
If there are two people and there are two of you, you can actually build this on one other person. You can build it by yourself. But you think if you're out in the wilderness, you have two, then insulate pads or thermarest. Use both of them. Use both sleeping bags. Your sleeping bag goes right there. If it's a cold environment, the patient goes in his or her sleeping bag. So don't put the bloody patient in your bag. Just put your bag underneath, and then the bloody patient in his or her own bag. Yeah. So protect your equipment as a flight instructor. Always learn to protect your own equipment, right? Use everybody else's, not yours.
The bloody patient in their own bag?
In their own bag.
Okay, again, we're going to talk about log rolling and patient carries in a little bit, but for now, let's just pretend that we can tell Scott to lie down.